Oh, here's a quick update before I go to your calls. Remember yesterday we were speaking about General Mkhwanazi, the KZN police commissioner, who revealed that there's a businessman by the name of Vusumuzi, Matlala, who is somehow associated in a way with the Minister of Police. And what he was claiming is that these people, this man, by the way, I think he's appearing in court this coming Friday, has been arrested. And what he was claiming is that there are criminals here that are even influencing the Minister of Police, because the Minister of Police on net joints decided to disband the political killings task team that had actually helped uncover some criminal activities or a drug cartel, criminal syndicate, particularly here in Gauteng. Anyway, the man who is a businessman who apparently was linked to the Minister of Police, Senzo mchunu, turns out he's linked also to BHEKI CELE, the former Minister of Police. News 24 is running an article this morning about this businessman, Vusumuzi Ket Matlala, who received, remember, this is a businessman who received that 360 million rand police tender, which was probably adjudicated during BHEKI CELE's time, but then it was accepted and approved during Senzo mchunu's time. The contract has since been cancelled, but this man has already received 50 million rand. And you know why he received 50 million rand already? Because even when there was an internal audit committee that said to the National Police Commissioner, something is wrong with this contract, the National Police Commissioner waited over 100 days before he could act. And by acting, I mean cancel the contract, which then meant that the SAPS had now paid out this 50 million rand to this company. Now the contract has been cancelled, but the guy has walked away with 50 million rand because there was a delay in acting swiftly to stop that contract. Anyway, the same man who received that contract, who's been arrested, it turns out he's got an apartment, a luxury apartment in Pretoria, and BHEKI CELE has stayed at that apartment in January this year. BHEKI CELE hasn't denied this. News 24 spoke to him. He told them that, yeah, I know him, but he's not my friend. We're not really friends. But he's made his apartment available and I've stayed there. What does that tell you? Huh? This is the same question I asked about, was it Paul Mashatile who stayed at, was it Edwin Sodi's house? Yeah. It's Paul Mashatile, our deputy president, who had at some point stayed at Edwin Sodi's house. I don't know, was it in Durban or in Cape Town? I mean, that's bizarre for me.
You can't convince me otherwise.
And at some point, I think the house that he had stayed at in Cape Town or Durban was one of the houses that had been attached, I think, by the asset forfeiture unit, or the SIU was involved there. So, I don't know. How do you slice it? BHEKI CELE clearly seems to be linked to this man. He tells News 24, well, I don't really know this man. I met him this year. But yes, we're not friends, but I stayed at his apartment. So fascinating that you're not friends with someone, but for some reason they make their luxury apartment available for you whenever you are in Pretoria. Yo, Aisham, this country, we're in trouble.
Yeah. Siseka again.
Whoever uzothinta umkhonazi bamsuse laphaya or bambophe, they are going to fuck us all in South Africa. But bawuzibhebha zonke la eSouth Africa.
Sangano phela KZN. Sangano nje.
Yeni.
KZN kumele phezulu. KZN needs to take over, bruh. KZN needs to take over. Ngokuqala phela umhlaba kaShaka lo, izwe la kaShaka leli. Ngeke nisitshele lutho. Hey.
Ningasifake endabeni.
How?
But they are going to fuck us all. But uzibhebha zonke thina madoda la eSouth Africa, which means konyiwa lapha kokhala bophadeli lapha, which means sizobhebha singazi ukuthi senzeni.
No Didi.
Nasithi asikisa msori, ngiyaxolisa, uxolisa wenzeni. Sibhizi thina, sibhizi siyaphasi phezulu, sisupport umkhonazi ngoba uyasebenza, ngoba uyasebenza uphethe kanzima.
I can't be.
Corruption. alihlukani nomkhonazi umkhonazi ubhidi thathani lama-menemene la lapha ahlele lapha latshontsha nithathe nayo cupcake lo wenu lo ubaba lo wethu osiphethe naye nimbophe niyeke umkhonazi uright wathi ufervuto omunye athi me I'm gonna do it I'm gonna pump them lawo mhlophe bathi they are going to gather together and then house to house kugaligwayo sihlolole fanele sibaleke sohlala emaputo lapha until umsindo lo phela ngoba bathi they are going to come house to house baphethe i-oil yakaphaftini babona uzigrind umuntu bathi thina si-corrupt sifuna ukususa umkhonazi lapha or sifuna ukumbopha and umkhonazi eKZN uyasebenza nabo they feel safe under i-roof yakhe angabona le country njani angabona le country angabona nisukela umkhonazi lokasebenza lapha niza nge-corruption khona manje nifuna ukumsusa lapha nifuna ukumgweba nifuna izinto ezifani nje into ezinganangqondo yena umkhonazi erashathingazodlala ngathi yena umkhonazi transfer ukubhebha abantu abamhlophe they said they are going to fuck us off madoda yena umkhonazi ngazodlala ngathi yeba.
Well, I think like all South Africans, I was completely shocked by these allegations. I've known Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi for many years. I'm a KZN resident and citizen as well, and I've known him for his work there. I don't think he is somebody who makes wild, unsubstantiated allegations, and so I regard the allegations that he's made incredibly seriously. And just think about the implications of this. Top politicians and top police officials are accused of colluding with organized crime. This is a very serious allegation, and it frankly requires, I think, slightly more action than what we've seen to date. President Ramaphosa set a very high bar for his cabinet when he sacked Andrew Whitfield for travelling abroad without permission. I would at least think that this requires a full parliamentary inquiry through the committee. I think Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi should be given and afforded the opportunity to come to Parliament and to set out these allegations. But then I think there needs to be a full and thorough investigation. It cannot be that we in South Africa are suffering with a huge crime problem and have this allegation that underworld kingpins are being protected by the very people who should be at the forefront of putting them in jail. There's no country in the world that would tolerate this, nor should there be a government that tolerates this. And so I think the sooner the situation is clarified, the better it's going to be. But just simply ducking and weaving on this one isn't going to cut it. I think the people of South Africa are deeply shaken by these allegations, and I think they're rightly asking the questions: who's watching the watchers? Who's keeping an eye on the top management of the police? Who's keeping an eye on the politicians? And I think that this is a very important question that needs to be answered.
Yeah, it's it for a video, and just so you know, guys, Aslan, look at the time. It's 12:37. It's past 12. So please, still subscribe at least, or leave a comment, do something, or just click on the video, or tell your one Mark about me, because I'm fucking awesome, bro. Look at my smile. Subscribe. I'm sitting on 60 subscribers right now. The target is 100 subscribers by the end of this week. So we can tell about it.